Welcome back everybody to another video. My name is Jim and it's time to talk about the first two biomes that we haven't covered yet. Some people have requested this and the overwhelming support on the videos has been great, so I figured I'd just kind of chat about it. For anyone starting the game or wanting to look into the game, when you first start Valheim, you are dropped into the Meadows naked and afraid, and you just want to know how to survive. Your typical aspects of most survival games kind of come into play here. First off, you've just got your fists on you, so you're going to start going around, you're going to start punching trees, and that's going to be how you're going to start to get wood, because that's just how you start off. Now, you're also going to end up getting the ability to craft just a handful of things to start off the game. Most importantly, like, you want to make sure you have torches on you and whatnot, and start making the clubs and the axe. You're going to be attacked by these graylings here, which these guys aren't too bad when you're first starting out. Using your torch or a club, a few hits and they're pretty done. They're not too threatening, but they are the main enemy you're going to see in the Meadows. On top of that, surrounding in the Meadows, you're going to see boars and you're going to see deer. You'll want to start killing the boars as quickly as possible to start gaining your meat in that. And when you can start killing the deer a bit easier, you're going to start getting more hides and stuff. That's going to be kind of your basic premise when you're starting off in the Meadows. Focus on the boars, focus on breaking down the trees, focus on getting the wood, get your stone axe so you can more easily cut down trees. You're also going to find stones. You're not going to be able to mine stones yet, but you will find stones on the ground that you're going to be able to pick up. That is going to be one of the first things you find. You're going to see them, and you're going to see other branches as well kicking around. So you don't always have to punch trees. So you will find these materials just kind of spread throughout this biome. It's also the biome where you're going to have the Forsaken altars in order to sacrifice the bosses. It's also, in your map, you're going to have Eikthyr. Eiktyr's the first boss. So your first goal when you're playing is to work up to taking on Eikthyr. But most importantly, you're going to want to craft a hammer when you're first starting out. Start getting your base established. You will start with the basics, the wood walls and that. Get a crafting bench down. Make sure you get some walls and a roof over it. Craft a bed, stuff like that. Search for berries. You're just going to kind of find little things as you go. It's really straightforward in that terms. It's not too bad to figure out if you've played a survival game before. So very basic, gathering wood and stone, chopping down stuff, getting a little house together and your workbench and a bed. And then you'll start to get stuff as you advance. As you go on, you're going to want to work up to getting the materials required to make a bow. And using the bow will make hunting deer a lot easier. Then you're going to start to get enough leather from all the boars and that. You'll start to craft your leather armor. Once you've got your leather armor and you've got your bow situated, maybe a club and whatnot, you can stock up on stuff. You can even start making, once you get some of those feathers and the resin, you can start making fire arrows as well. I'd recommend crafting fire arrows to take on Eikthyr if you're soloing him. He's not too hard of a boss to take on. You know, just dodge those lightning attacks. We have a video covering the boss fight, so you can kind of take a look at that as you go on. But honestly, just starting up, there's not a lot to talk about. Your first main premise when getting into this game, get yourself situated, have fun, experiment. My #1 tip in Valheim is always touch everything. Pick everything up you can. Farm that resource that you can. It's worth it. You unlock your recipes as you go. So you'll start to get the hang of it in no time. But defeating Eikthyr is the first step into advancing the game, because we're going to go over what you get from defeating Eikthyr and what sets you on your way to the Black Forest, which is the second biome. So the Meadows are pretty chill. At night you'll start to, you will get, sometimes you'll see other enemies run in, especially as the game progresses. Your base will come under attack from different swarms. But on top of that, you'll also find necks. They're usually either, you'll see them, these little lizard guys here, kind of running around the Meadows, sometimes in groups or mostly by the water. They're again fairly easy to kill, and you want to kill the necks because you're gonna cook them up for their tails. That's another good source of meat. So between that and the meat you get from the boars and from the deer, that's going to be your main food source. But start getting stuff together, get that deer leather. You're going to need everything to start crafting as you go along. But start off simple. It's really straightforward. There's not a lot to go over here other than just kind of explaining to you to just don't get overwhelmed and use your kind of instincts like any other survival game. So just build your shelter, farm the trees, do all that. You will get there as time goes on. And again, another important resource to get, I do want to mention, is that you want to be going to the, you know, the ocean side and that while you're playing this game, and make sure you're looking along the shores for flint. You want to gather flint as well as a resource. That's used in a lot of different recipes as well. That's definitely something that I should mention, is make sure you're gathering flint as well. But in general, that pretty much covers it. You know, you get a lot of resources here. It starts off your game, and you're just gonna smack these greylings whenever they come to town. But other than that, yeah, the greylings drop the resin. You're gonna need the resin for a handful of things. But it will, like, working up to Eikthyr, craft your bow, get your arrows, get your leather armor, and then go take on Eikthyr, because that's honestly, like, the first step to progressing in this game. And we'll cover that all in the next video. We're going to talk about the Black Forest biome. I hope this was helpful. Just as a start, an explanation of how to get things going. You will get the hang of it. Once you start unlocking recipes, experiment, get excited, test all the different stuff out. It's really worth checking out. This game is fantastic, and it is harder solo, so if you have a group of friends to play with, I highly recommend that. But you can solo this game. I've seen so many fantastic people and had so many great conversations about their solo experiences, so don't be afraid to take on the game solo. Hope this helped. Thank you all so much again for the support. I will never stop saying that. And if you enjoyed this video, consider hitting that like button, maybe subscribe. We're so close to 1K, and I can't believe it. So thank you so much for the incredible support. Once again, I'll see all of you in the next video.